Welcome to BMX Freestyle National Champs, of course brought to you by Backyard Jam. And we're here at none other than Junction4 Skatepark. Look at the scale of this place. Not been here, make sure you get here. Now, being the British champs, we are having to deal with some very British weather out there. It is damp, to say the least, but it's not going to dampen the spirits. We have seen loads of action already, and before we get into the female finals, let's look at what action the junior category has got up to. Check this out. Young shredders there throwing down the moves, and if that's the future of BMX, I think we're up for a good future, and none more so than in the female categories. Let's check out the under 9s and under 12 girls. And what did I tell you? Those young girls throwing down the moves, it's the fastest growing part of the sport at the moment, the female movement in BMX. But now we've got the under 9 boys. And I tell you what, at 9, I don't even think I could do my own shoelaces up. You watch the moves these guys have got. I said, I told you, those under 9s don't disappoint they when throwing down the moves, and neither do the next 2 categories. We've got under 12 boys, and we've got also the under 15 boys and girls groups. Don't let those age categories mislead you. There's going to be some moves go down, let me tell you. Watch this.
Hello and welcome, everybody out there. People tuning in, hope you're doing good. Welcome to Junction4 Skatepark. And welcome to the Backyard Jam happening this weekend. At the moment, you can see the park looks pretty mellow. Inside at the moment, we've got the amateur park guys just warming up in there. And you've just seen some of the highlight action from yesterday. I think you'll agree, pretty epic. The youngsters really throwing down the moves over the past few days, really keeping things turning and ticking over. It's not been an easy couple of days, I'm not going to lie. The weather has not played ball with us. But you got to roll with these punches, and pretty much everybody who is involved in putting on these things rolls really well with those punches. They've all been working tirelessly, for the past couple of days, dealing with these adverse weather conditions. We had pretty much about 2 weeks worth of rain in the space of about 3 hours. So you can imagine, not ideal to say the least. But like I said, the teams from British Cycling, the teams from 70s and Backyard and Junction4 have literally been rolling with the punches and just making things happen. And on top of that, of course, all of the riders as well, just dealing with whatever conditions are thrown at them, whatever changes to schedule, and just getting the job done. A little change of angle there. So as I will say several times during this broadcast, we have had huge changes to the schedule this weekend. It has been non-stop. As we see that pop up now, this is what we've been dealing with. Really unfortunate for everyone wanting to take part this weekend. For the national champs, you have people really training hard for these national champs. It is a big deal on the calendar for freestyle BMX, but it is about safety first, and the decision was made to cancel the British champs this weekend. However, it is also a backyard jam as well. So there's been plenty of riding happening. There's been plenty of action, as you've seen on some of those highlights clips. And we caught up with none other than BMX freestyle head coach for British Cycling, Mr. Greg Illingworth, to find out how he made the awkward decision of cancelling the championships. Here we are, BMX freestyle lead, of course, for British Cycling, the legend that is Greg Illingworth. Greg, there's a lot of hard work gone into the last few months trying to get this British champs ready, and then the British weather ruined it. How's that feel, dude?
Oh man, it's bittersweet really, because it's, obviously so many people have put in so much effort to make it happen. From the guys at the venue to all the staff at British Cycling, Backyard Jam staff, riders, judges. It's a lot of hard work. So for this weather to come in and just shut us down a little bit.
In the middle of summer.
Yeah, I mean, we thought we gave ourselves the best shot with the date, but there's only so much you can do. Unfortunately, the elite park course where that's supposed to be is half of it was flooded, and we weren't able to. We kind of had to shut half the course down. So the decision was made. We spoke to riders, we spoke to judges, all the officials, and the decision was made to postpone the national championships. But fortunately, as the BMX community is best known for, they all came together and made something happen. So we had a jam. The level of riding was still great. The riders were all stoked to just be on their bikes. And I think halfway through the day yesterday, I was almost in tears.
Yeah, I saw it. I think I gave you a hug then, Greg.
But by the end of the day, I was like really, really stoked. Like to see how the street guys were just like so willing to leave the outside, get inside. Not the ideal park for them, but they still absolutely destroyed that course inside. That was incredible to see. And then the Flatland, you know, it's our first time we've done a Flatland National Championships, and it went down really well. And it was just such a great way to end the day. So I went to bed happy, mate.
Oh man, like I say, you weren't happy in the day, but like you said, the BMX community, you know, kind of pulled it through, came together. I mean, people will think, they'll be like, well, how can you have the backyard jam still happen if, you know, the British champs didn't happen? What was it? Is it the criteria of the course? What was the vibe, or was it just a general safety thing?
It was a little bit of both, really. I mean, for the national champs, it's, you know, we take that quite seriously, and it's been announced a long time ago that this is the course, that it's on the whole course. And then, so to come here and take half that course away, we didn't feel that the half the course is good enough to see the kind of riding that we want for a national championship. We're going to give out a national championship jersey, national championship medal. A lot comes with that, you know, and we want to put on the best show for that. We want the riders to ride at their best, and to be able to ride at the best and do the sort of things they've been preparing for. Some riders have been preparing for months for this, and for them to come here and have to change everything and improvise is not, you know, it's just not suitable for a national championship. But for a backyard jam national series, so it's kind of like just reducing the scale of the event, really, and just trying to get something done. People still wanted to ride their bikes, obviously. People want, you know, everyone wants to ride. The riders want to get involved. They want to ride. So we made something happen, and yeah, I think it was still cool to see.
And I think like you said, it finished on like a high because, like, you know, it's obviously got one of the best street plazas, I would say, in Europe out there. One of the reasons you wanted to do the British champs here. And the riders just threw themselves into that course like full throttle inside. AK even came up and was like, I think I kind of enjoyed that more than I thought I would, you know. But it was the same with the park guys out here, and like you said, the Flatland at the end as well. You know, it finished on a real high, didn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it was great. You know, loads of smiles. A lot of people just frustrated, but, you know, there's only so much you can do with the weather. And I mean, to be honest, this venue is just so incredible. Like Junction4, Ant Ramsey, the whole crew here have done such an amazing job in creating a facility that has so much, and everything is sick. You know, everything, the dirt that they've just put on. I really feel for them. You know, they put so much effort in getting the dirt ready for this event, and that's just been a complete write-off. So we had our opening, or they had the opening ceremony for that, and no one was able to ride it. So that really hurts, and I know that that's a big knock for them. But you know, anyone watching this, if you get the chance, come down here. This place is unbelievable, and I know they have plans to make it a bit more weather resistant in the future. So let's hope they can get that done. Maybe this is a bit of a push for people to jump in and make sure that happens quicker.
People funding, if there's any funders out there, why not help out?
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. And I think the right people were here and they saw it. And you know, I think everyone was impressed with the venue. And there's just only so much you can do. You can't expect torrential rainfall at the end of July.
You know, like 3 weeks worth of rain in the space of about 3 hours.
Yeah, the guys camping outside said, you know, they woke up at 3 in the morning and it was like a river.
Yeah.
So much.
But one thing's for sure, British cycling will be back though, won't they?
Yeah, of course. We've got a little bit of figuring out to do as to how we run the national champs now, because we're not cancelling it right now. We want to postpone it, and then where we take that is, you know, we got a few days to figure that out. Still, we got to chat to the powers that be, do a bit of discussing, speak to everyone involved, and once we've got a good plan for that, we'll announce it to everyone, and we'll make it happen.
For sure. And one just final thing, Greg, you've been working a lot with the youngsters recently, a lot with the females as well. There's a lot of like talent coming through the ranks at the moment, isn't it? It's got to be pretty exciting working with these guys.
Yeah, exciting and just so fresh and so new. Like the level of riding that I've witnessed in the last even just a year, especially with the females, has gone up so much that it's just some things you just wouldn't have thought were possible 5 years ago, and now it's happening like on a daily basis with multiple riders, and it's just great to see. I think there's more opportunity now in BMX freestyle than there ever has been, and that's cool. You know, nothing's been taken away from the sport. There's only been added in the last few years, and I think that's really cool. To work with some of these young riders that they probably still would have been riding BMX, but not the level they're at and not with the support that they're getting, is just really cool to see. They're you know, it's encouraging, and it's inspiring. I've had many years riding my own bike, and to kind of see that enthusiasm I had in a whole new generation is it's just cool.
Gets you stoked, doesn't
Yeah.
it? It does get you, and it reminds you why you enjoy riding as well, right?
That's it, exactly.
Exactly. Well, there's been a lot of hard work gone into this, Greg, and I've seen the blood, sweat, and the tears almost over these past couple of days. And well done, bro. Mr. Greg Linworth there. You could see the pain in the guy's eyes, couldn't you? It's been a real troublesome few days for those guys. Everybody at British Cycling, everybody here at Junction4 Skatepark, everybody at 70s and Backyard. It's been a nightmare few days, and I think you could tell by the look in Greg's face there. It hurts when things like this happen, but they're resourceful and they're agile and they move with it, and that's exactly what every single person here has done. From everybody in the skate park who works here to all of the riders taking part, things have been changing literally by the second over the past few days. Schedules being absolutely scrapped and rewritten. Competitions moving from one room to another. It's all been a bit chaotic, but only because of the weather. That's all it's been. It's only been because of the weather. Everybody to do with British Cycling, Junction4, 70s and Backyard have been nothing but incredibly professional. And so, yeah, I want to really, thank those guys, really, because they've made my job quite easy. Again, we've been kind of dodging and weaving and emceeing what we can and when we can. And as you can see, with the, we should be giving you this afternoon the British champs across the live feed, but unfortunately, that's not going to happen. But as you can see there, we've got amateur park finals coming up, and don't think these guys are amateurs by nature as well as by name. It's just they're not in the elite category yet, but let me tell you, they throw down some tricks across this course. As you'll have seen on those highlights packages brought to you at the front of the broadcast, all of the youngsters as well were throwing down the moves. They've all been told to move from one section to the next. They've been dodging and weaving as well, but everybody has literally thrown down, and I expect nothing less to happen during these park finals. So don't go anywhere. You got time to make yourself a cup of tea. If you're there on your phone, whether you're at home or wherever you might be, go and grab a brew and make sure that you stick around for the amateur park finals. They are coming up any moment now. So whilst these guys are warming up, before we get into the amateur park finals, we caught up with one of British Cycling's very own, Miss Sasha Pardo, to hear what she's been up to and how her recent injury recovery has been going. Right, with the females warming up behind us to try and get their competition underway, I've got one of the top females with us right here, Miss Sasha Pardo. But Sash, you're not riding today, are you? How gutted are you?
I'm pretty good. Yeah, I'm not happy.
But you're here to support the girls anyway. You turned up today. Is that to just support the whole comp?
Well, I've been here all week and I don't like missing stuff. I get a bit of FOMO, especially Backyard. I love Backyard, so I'm just here to support everyone, and yeah.
And of course you're not riding because you picked up a nasty injury that I just squeezed as you came up here. It's stupid of me. But how's the recovery been? What happened?
So I was in Poland for Euros and I did a wall ride and just cased and died. But the recovery's been good. I've just been sleeping. And it's been 2 weeks since surgery and I'm back on the bike, just, rolling around.
You get some pretty good support through the British Cycling for that sort of stuff, right, for the recovery?
Yeah, I think I had my surgery in a week of breaking it. I flew straight back, went to a private clinic that they paid for and just had a consultation and they fixed me. So good. So the big question is then, obviously not riding this weekend, but are you going to make the world champs in a couple of weeks' time? I'm hoping so. I'm going to be doing physio all next week in Manchester at British Cycling, and then riding throughout the week, and hopefully I'll be strong enough to compete in Worlds. I doubt it not. You'll be there, Sash. I know it. Sash.
There we go then, Sasha Pardo. Always good catching up with Sash. Great to hear that her injury is healing quickly and healing well, and we hope that she makes it to the World Champs in a couple of weeks up in Glasgow. I don't want to say it, but I hope the weather plays ball for that weekend as well. I'm sure it will. These things do happen in the Great British weather climate, we know that, but none quite as bad as they have this weekend. It has really ruined things, but it's only ruined the schedule. It's not ruined the fun that's been had over the past few days, that's for sure. Just meant we've been able to catch up with people. Of course, the whole BMX community here, everybody hanging out. It's all good fun. Even when the rain's coming down, everybody's having fun. You could see in that interview with Sasha just how bad the rain was. We were undercover basically there, and the rain was just making its way through. Every inch of this building has been under fire from rain. So it has been unfortunate that the schedule has obviously changed. And if you're just joining us now, welcome. Great to have you with us, whether you're on your phone or you're at home on your laptop or TV. Welcome in. Make yourselves comfortable. You may not have seen, but the schedule of order has changed quite significantly because of the adverse weather conditions we've had up here. It does get a little bit rainy up in north, doesn't it? So here's some of the judging criteria. This judging criteria would have been for the British champs, sorry. But it is exactly the same criteria they look for in the World Champs as well. And it is exactly the same criteria that they try and run the backyard jam courses by as well, or competitions by as well. So difficulty of tricks, progression, amplitude, use of course, flow, risk factor, style. I mean, that's just something you can't teach. You either got style or you don't. Never had it. Variety of tricks, landings, originality, and execution. Those are the things that the judges are looking for. And we found out a little bit more about judging whilst we had some downtime when it was raining, and we caught up with Hank, better known as Hank to his friends, but head judge Mr. David Cleworth. There he is as well. And I'm here with Hank, or your proper name, David Cleworth, but better known to your friends as Hank. He is the head judge, the head honcho, across many of the global series that go on, both through mountain bike and BMX, right?
Yep, doing both. Yeah.
A very responsible job.
Yeah, can be, yeah.
And then, of course, this weekend at the British Champs, it's no different. We've got the girls behind us, hopefully just about to warm up on the course. It's been a bit of a delay. People are cheering because they want to see some riding happening, and the girls are up there just waiting at the moment. But with regards to the criteria, nobody ever knows, really. We all like to judge the judges on what the criteria might have been. But what is the criteria that you actually look for?
Okay, we got 11 criteria, and they go from amplitude, so how high the rider goes, their variety of tricks, the use of the course, so their line choice, how creative they are on the course, how difficult the tricks are, the progression of the tricks, so that they're pushing the sport, and obviously style as well, how well they make their tricks their own.
Now there's the tricky one. How do you judge style?
It's called BMX freestyle, yeah. So, and the last one, obviously, execution as well, and how well you perform your tricks. So it's overall impression is what it's called. So we're looking at all 11 of those things in every rider, and we're comparing the riders against each other. So it's not against a number scale, or there's not any points for tricks. The numbers are just like a tool to help put you in order. The most important thing for us as judges is to find what position the rider should be in. So you could win a competition with a score of 75, but you're still first. From our point of view, like, you are the best rider of the day. So my role as a head judge, I now have to find an average of what the judges think. So there's 5 judges, and you might have one judge with a rider in first, another one in second, another one in first, another one in second, another one in first. So my opinion is 3 of the 5 judges have somebody in first. So the majority decision is that rider becomes first. So we're never always in unison. It's not like all 5 of us always think the same. And like you say, with style, there is certainly a different preference in what kind of riding we like. And that's what we want to keep in the sport. And we've always tried to keep the essence of BMX freestyle is we don't want to have riding all the same, or you have to do these tricks to win, or do this. So,
And when you have that discretion between judges, though, who gets the final say on that? Is that like do you all kind of talk that out, or does somebody have a final say?
the final decision usually comes down to the head judge, but it's with 5 judges, it's just usually done on a majority decision. It's quite democratic. It's just 3 against 2 or 4 against 1. If there's ever times when there's 4 judges and it's 2 on 2, the head judge can make that final call on saying this rider is in X position.
And is that the same? Because I know skateboarding had a little tweak a little while ago towards the male and female judging. We've got the females about to warm up behind us at the moment. Are they judged on exactly the same criteria? Are they judging on exactly the same scale?
They're judged on exactly the same criteria, but it's on a different scale because at the moment in freestyle, there's a different level between the male and the female. It's coming a lot closer, it's rapidly getting closer and closer.
It's been the biggest progression in the female sport at the moment.
So far, yeah. Since it's been announced Olympics, especially the last 3 or 4 years, it's grown and the progression's gone so fast. But we haven't gone down the skateboarding route yet. It's something I'm in contact with World Skate about to try and see how it's going. Because I'm open for exploring all options, but
and presumably, do you do that with the other sports as well? Do you do that with snowboarding? Do you do it with the other action kind of sports who have got speak to the judges in those sections?
Yeah, I talk to some of the people from snowboarding as well. I think it's just good because I do BMX freestyle. I do a bit of slopestyle mountain bike. I talk to some of the guys from skateboard and some of the guys from snowboard, and we all try and learn from each other because. I guess the same as riding, we want to try and progress as judges as well all the time. We have to do training and learn how to use technology to help us, whether it's replays or even scoring systems, and even just training ourselves to be better. Because if you just get complacent, then, someone else will come along and do it better than you. So we have to progress as judges as well.
Training yourselves to be better. I can see some comments probably coming up online about that. The judges do get a hard time, though. How do you take it on the chin when you do?
Yeah, sure, it's hard. It's a hard job. Not going to lie. It's never easy. Sometimes even when you're doing a junior contest, you really struggling over who's 4th or 5th because someone did a one-hander fly up, they did a one-footer fly out. But you have to ultimately make a decision, and that is our job. I don't want to say it's not for the faint-hearted because you kind of sometimes have to be a bit. Not harsh, or cutthroat. You have to make a decision. Are they making finals or not? And you have to find something. That hang up, they're not getting in.
And you're always going to upset somebody, right? That's just the way it is.
Yeah, you can never please everybody, but I'd never want to keep. I never just shut the door and be like, judging's judging, leave us alone. We're right. I'm always open for discussions and trying to learn as well because. Ultimately, if I could do double flares, I would be riding in the contest. So I have to take feedback from the riders as well, so we can. Progress or not just be left as the old guys up there judging can't do it anymore, making all the decisions. I still want to be as active and engaging as possible with the riders.
That's pretty interesting as well because you and I both come from a riding background and a lot of the tricks that are done now are mind-boggling computer game stuff that we used to do on literally the computer games, but you understand the complexities of a trick, you understand how hard a trick is, and you understand how hard tricks are to link, and I think that sometimes that doesn't get taken into consideration for the judges. They've all been riders and they all still ride in almost every case, and they understand the complexities of those tricks, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we've all got our own niches on what we're good at. I ride completely different to Owen, and Kristin rides different to Jack, and we all have our different things. I might think a truck driver's harder than a 3-whip, but someone else who finds bar spins hard finds that's difficult, and that's why we have a varied opinion on the judges, and it's also why we don't drop a high or a low score. I want to take every score into consideration because I value everyone's opinion up there. So I don't feel if somebody is thinking something's better than the other 4 judges, it doesn't mean they're wrong. We could discuss and talk about why do you find that trick harder. I think it's better to work as a team than just cut scores.
Yeah. Well, you touched on something there. Does it change between disciplines? So does street and park have the same the same criteria, and do they have the same judges?
There's different judges. There's 3 really amazing street riders here doing street. The criteria is very similar. I'd say the difference is probably amplitude is not quite as looked at as much in street because there's a lot more technicality of grinds and lower level tricks, but otherwise the criteria is still very similar. It's still, you know, difficult tricks, progression, how well they use the course, their style, how well they execute it, you know, how good they land. It's very, very similar in how it's done. But just as a nature of how the street riders just ride differently to the park riders, they might do their tricks, turn around, and then come back and do the tricks. Park riders will then, they're kind of tricking every obstacle now. But with street, sometimes you find it's a really hard judging street because you get someone who might do 2 or 3 amazing tricks, but not much else. But someone else might do 8 or 9 kind of much lower level tricks, but they've done more. And that's the hardest part with street, for sure.
All right, and here's one for you then. As a commentator, does it help when the commentator calls out tricks? Does that actually help? Because I know sometimes you see them scribbling down and I'm like, I've got to call every single trick because just in case they miss one. But you guys don't miss a trick, really, do you?
No, I always say to the judges...
Okay, we just cut Hank short just there. Just as we bring you the live feed now coming from Amateur Park. This is straight up finals. Each rider getting 2 minutes. 2 runs, of 1 minute a run. 2 runs of 1 minute per run. And then we're going to have a 10-minute jam session of best tricks. So each rider dropping in. Jonathan Anderson in right now. And each rider getting 2 runs on the course at 1 minute run. And then it was the best run counts. So the highest scoring run is the one that counts. They're allowed to use every part of this building. Yeah, big old tuck no-hander from Jonathan. They can use every part of this building. And with 5 seconds left on the clock, he's going to call it there. Romeo done. Look at that specimen of a human. Love it. It is very warm in that room, though. It's absolutely jam-packed with people. Look, they're up in the rafters watching. So welcome if you're just joining us. This is not the elite park. This is Amateur Park, and we've had to bring everything inside because of the adverse weather conditions over the past couple of days. And now we've got Riley Coleman dropped in, getting business done. T-bog over. Whoa, double truck. Getting those bars round twice in that 360. So this is Riley Coleman's first run. Each rider getting 2 runs on the course, 1 minute a run. And it's their highest scoring run that counts. 360 over that volcano. Bars, tries to get it into tap, can't quite hold it up there. Good stuff from Riley though, with 15 seconds left on the clock. Yeah, big old bar spinners. He's in the bowl now. Nice tabes. So if you're just joining us, you got Riley Coleman in at the moment. The second rider of group number 1 for Amateur Park. And we brought everything inside purely because of the conditions we've had. If you've not seen the run up to this show and the beginning of this show, you won't have seen the fact that the whole schedule has been blown to pieces due to the fact we had about 3 weeks worth of rain in the space of about 3 hours. Every weather condition has been thrown at us over the past couple of days. And once again, big up to all of the people at Junction 4, British Cycling, 70s and backyard. Big old whip like that. As we get into the next rider now, Logan Foster's in. Logan loves riding street and loves riding park. He's already ridden in the street contest. And now here he is in the park contest. Loves to throw down on both. Yo, big Superman Indian, love that. Big old sweaty Jonathan Anderson getting in the way. Love it. Yeah, 270 into that Smith. Double pegs and off. You'll probably see him getting up on those pegs. Like I say, he's a street rider as well as a park rider. Logan Foster with his run number 1 of 2, remember? Great work. He's always got a smile on his face as he's riding, Logan. Loves it. There he goes. No brakes on his bike. Turn down over that volcano. The final few seconds. Oh, and he gets it. He's still going with the final couple of seconds. Logan Foster there, run number 1. If you're only just joining us, each rider getting 2 runs on the course, 1 minute a run, and it's their highest scoring run is the one that counts. You can see from Logan there just how hot it is in that room. It is boiling in there. There's that big old Superman seat grab, Indian air style. Love to see those. They've come back in fashion in a big way. And a little whip over the wedge. That was Logan Foster. We're now going to move on to Frankie Walters-Hardy, 5th rider in group number 1. 2 groups for you today in amateur male park. You'll hear me say it, but the schedule has been blown to pieces over the past few days, which means we've had to move things around a little bit. Wow, that was wild looking. Like that. Big whip over the box. Love this. He's rolling with the punches as well. Frankie Walters-Hardy. Now heads over into the bowl. Because of these guys having to ride inside instead of out. Go on, he gets a flare. Straight to flat. Love it. Took it like a trooper. 25 seconds still on the clock for Frankie Walters-Hardy. What's he going to have for us? Big tail whip. Yeah, go on. Riding this like a big mini ramp, one end to the other. Big 540 at that end. And goes for that flare again. Gets it clean at that time with the final few seconds. And as he drops in with the clock running down, yeah, gives you a little tweak out. Almost a little racer tweak. He's stoked with that. Look at that. Well done, my man. Frankie Walters-Hardy there. So this is Amateur Men Park here at Junction4 Skatepark. Of course, these guys would normally be outside, but the weather has blown the outside to pieces over the past couple of days, which means it's blown our schedule to pieces as well. There was that. Oh, that was the first flare. Sorry, I thought that was the second. That was the first one. Took that basically all the way to flat. Big 540 as well. Got that clean. Right in this bowl like a huge mini ramp. As we come back now. Here we go. Dom Zemeckis. Dom's always pretty wild. Dom Zemeckis now. Yeah. 3 down whip. Not quite finding those pedals, but still gets back up, gets some speed back up again. Still loads of time left on the clock. Well, there we go. Little flip. Taking a bit of a case on that back wheel, but that's all right. Still got the flip round and still kept the speed. Up on that sub box, drops in. Scary drop. Oh, and he goes over the volcano with the flip. Got that one dialed. Still got 20 seconds. A little whip transfer onto the bank. I'm telling you, it's so warm in that room at the moment. Everybody jam-packed into that one room in this skate park. Junction 4. Whoa, little bars to the top. He's having a little smile to himself. You know he's absolutely shattered up there as he makes his way to the top of the roll-in again. That was Dom Zemeckis. Well done, Dom. This is some replays from Jonathan. Oh, no, we're back onto Dom. Oh, didn't even see that at the first. Big front flip. I missed that at the beginning. Here's that 3 down, and that's where the pedals blew out on him. And don't forget, this was run at number 1 of heat number 1. Each rider now will get their second run through the course as we go back to the top of the group with this man mountain. Look at that specimen of a man. He's a good dude, old Jonathan Anderson. Like this guy a lot. And as he drops in, what's he got for us? Yeah, big stylish T-bog like that. Nice and high on that wall. Oh, X up, X down, fix up, look sharp, love it. Yeah, knack getting that one round. This is Jonathan Anderson, second and final run. Remember, each rider getting 2 runs on the course before we hit a 10-minute open jam session at Best Trick. Yep. Getting that turn down done. Into disaster, back over that resi box and drops in backwards. Goes for that bars, wanting to get on that tyre tap, I think. Bit disappointed with that, but there's plenty of time left. Now he heads over into the bowl. Oh, a little X-up drop in, I think. It's final 10 seconds now. What's Jonathan got? Yeah, a little tap. Kind of an alley-oop in that no-hander as well. Little look-back air, and that is time for him. That's a solid second run from Jonathan. He's going to be stoked with that. As I said, each rider getting 2 runs on the course. That was his second and final run of heat at number 1. And rider number 1 as well. It's always scary being the first rider in the group. And as I say, each rider will get 2 runs on the course, and it's their highest scoring run that counts. Now, if you're not sure what that means, it's like if you crash out on that first run, you've got a backup one for your second. Or if you do really well on that first run, that means you can go a little bit crazier on that second run. You might try a trick that you wouldn't normally put in a run in case you crashed it, because you've got the security of those points on the board. Now we've got Riley Coleman just about to drop in at that far end. As Riley drops in. Whoa, yeah, big truck driver getting those bars round and dialed in that 360. Whoa, little backwards TE instead of ET to whip. What's he got for us now? Oh, yeah, huge 3 one-hander, and then lazy truck in there as well. Spins the bars round. When I say lazy, I mean in his style, but not that the trick is lazy. Yeah, 360 over the volcano, very difficult to do. As he's got 20 seconds left, he heads towards the bowl, little manual across. This is a good run. Yeah, a little alley-oop over that hip. Bar spin air, back over again. Nice little tabes. Final few seconds, heads back over to the main part of the course. And that's time for him. Once that buzzer goes, the judges stop watching. So that was Riley Coleman. If you're just joining us, there he is. Get some props from Jonathan Anderson. If you're just joining us, welcome. This is Amateur Men Park, Amateur Male Park here at Junction 4 for the Backyard Jam. You might be tuning in to see the British champs, but unfortunately we've had to stick a pin in the British champs. That has been postponed due to some adverse weather conditions we've had over the past couple of days. Big up to everybody to do with Junction 4. Rolling with these punches. And now we move on to Logan Foster. Logan has already ridden 1 comp today. Yeah, God, just gets spat off the back end on that one. So, as Logan always does, loves to ride absolutely anything you put in his way. He's already ridden the street contest, and now he's riding the amateur park contest as well. He's always learning something new. Every time you see Logan ride again, he'll bring something else to the table. Up on that sub box, not many people playing around on that thing. Now we come into the final 15 seconds. Yo! And he gets the down whip directly after as well, linking those tricks up. Gets onto that manual, drops just before he goes. Oh, with the wall ride to flat and a smile on his face, and so you should, my friend. That was run number 2 for Logan Foster. Remember, out of those 2 runs, it's going to be his highest scoring run that counts. 2 more riders left in group number 1, heat number 1. Before we then have 10 minutes of open jam session of best trick for heat number 1. There's that big X up flip. Looked like he was going to land it and just over rotated. So decided for the bail. Nice solid tail whip. Yeah, Logan. Yeah, I like that little ender as well. Shame he just couldn't keep the feet locked in on that one. Now we've got Frankie Walters-Hardy. Frankie had a fun one the first time. There's the whip. Heading back over to the box now. Little manual over. Racer style. Whoa, go on, a loose looking backflip. Love that though. Looser the better sometimes. 35 seconds still. Plenty of tricks come from him already. What's he going to have for us as he drops into the bowl? He was treating this like a huge mini ramp. Looks like we might have the same again now. From one end to the other. Obviously not a hip man. Yo, there's that flare. Oh, just blows that 1 foot out as well. And it looks like he's going to call it there. That was Frankie Walters-Hardy. Little replays now of Frankie's second and final run. Welcome if you're just joining us. Welcome to the Backyard Jam Amateur Male Park. That's what I mean by your highest scoring run that counts. So he had a solid first run. He got some points on the leaderboard. And then when he crashed out, he kind of knew that he wouldn't beat his first round score, his first run score. So he decided to scratch that second run. I can guarantee he's going to have something for us for best trick, though. There's Mr. Illingworth on the microphone. Alongside him is Mr. John Wood in the main room, whilst I am tucked away nicely in the commentary booth. Different vibe for me in the commentary booth today. Normally I'm out there in the park doing the live emceeing, but it's nice being in a booth, talking to all you people at home. Welcome one and all. Of course, you'll be able to rewatch all of this as well. If you're wondering where the elite guys are and where the British champs is, unfortunately, the British champs has been cancelled or postponed, let's say. As Jonathan heads in now, it is best trick. Best trick time now. Oh, goes for the cliffhanger. So ignore the timer in the bottom right-hand corner. You don't need to worry about that timer. There is now 10 minutes on the clock. 10 minutes is on the clock as it is an open jam session for heat number 1. Oh! Logan getting that 270 whip into Smith. Now we're on to Frankie Walters. What's he got for us? Whoa. Up close and personal that, wasn't it? So Frankie's going to be in there. Come on. The cameraman was falling asleep, I think, there. Yeah, bar spin from Frankie. He'll be stoked with that. They've got to get points on the board for this. Remember, these points count. They are added up to your highest scoring run as we go back to the top with Jonathan Anderson again. I wonder if he's going to go for that cliffhanger again. I hope so. Takes those legs off. Oh! Wasn't the most extended, but he got all the limbs off and all the limbs back on again. Logan's back in again. Is he going for that? Yeah, 270. Oh! 270 whip into Smith. Not quite getting it. Remember, these points will be added to their highest scoring run. And that's how we're going to get this final scores. Yeah. The MC's in there encouraging a bit more noise as Dom goes in. Oh, and he goes for the double backflip. Dom Zemeckis. Always loose and wild and free, and that is why I love it. This guy, he must be built of marble. Every time I see him ride, he does take it like a trooper. As we go now. Yo. Riley Coleman's in. Whoa, go for a big whip. Don't know whether he wanted to throw bars in there as well, or maybe he wanted to get that whip round twice. But dabs a foot on the single whip. So remember, we have got 10 minutes, probably now about 7 minutes left of best trick. Oh, my Lord. Craziness coming from Jonathan Anderton trying that bike flip. Tricks going off all over the place. I'm not sure whether Logan Foster landed that 270 whip into Smith. Dotting around these cameras, trying to find the best angle for everybody. But we've got different people dropping in different parts of the course. Who's going in again? Wow, it's going to be Dom Zemeckis again. And Dom is going to try that double backflip. As I said, if I'd have crashed like that, that would put me out for about 3 weeks. Dom brushes it off, gets back up. Here he goes again, as the MCs are getting them wild in there. Oh my word! Gets a little double dribble off the knuckle. Cheeky little double dribble as that front wheel comes round, just catches, then catches the back wheel. You can see on Rob Sidlow's face there. That was quite shocking, to say the least. Look at Sidlow's face there. Love that. That says it all. And now we got Riley Coleman back in again. Riley going to go for that whip. There you go, you see, just as I thought, he wanted to catch that whip and spin those bars. Whoa, gives them a little tweak, but not quite through them. Who is dropping in now? In again, Logan Foster then changes it up. He probably must have pulled that other one then. Oh! These boys really going for it. Trying to send that bike flip round. Holding on to the one grip, catching it back round again. Logan Foster, why not? You've got some points on the board. Give it a go. Welcome if you're just joining us. This is heat number 1. Dom goes back in again. Oh my word. He wants it clean. Just not quite getting it clean. There is no other bike on the planet that takes an absolute pounding like Dom Zemeckis' bike, let me tell you. Jonathan Anderton back in again. Is he going to try that bike flip? This is Willie style. Whoa! J2E style as well. Trying to send that bike over. It's not the biggest of boxes, that Resi. Certainly not the biggest of boxes to get that bike flipped and up and over. Here we go then. Is Logan going to have it? Logan Foster. Oh, goes for the double tail whip. You could do that. So if you're just joining us, we're nearing the end of 10-minute open jam for best trick competition in heat number 1. We haven't got a timer up, so I'm not quite sure how long we've got left, but I would imagine we're into the last minute and a half to 2 minutes. And this is Dom going in again. I told you he's made of strong stuff as he goes 1, 2. Oh my word. That time he gets both into the landing, but just gets blown off the pedals. A lesser man would have hung up the bike and got himself a cold one, but not Dom. Wowza. Riley's in now. Riley gets nice and high and tucked on that. That looked good. I like that. As he comes in now, gets that whip. Goes for the bars. Oh, he's stoked with that. So getting that tail whip to then very late bar spin. Logan's back in again. Is he going to try that double whip? He got it round last time. Just got to get those legs over. No, he goes for the X up. Backflip. And this time sticks on the pedals and gets the business done. Look at this fine specimen of a man. Jonathan Anderton. Is he going to try that bike flip again? No. Just getting the speed right. Maybe he's trying to get a little bit higher on that wall to get a bit more pop on that box. Not much time in midair to get that up and over. Whoa. Those type of tricks are normally done on huge jumps, because it takes a long time for that bike to get up and over. And now, here he goes, Dom again. 1, 2. Oh, this time took it to the top wheel at the top. And that is going to knock the wind out of me, let alone him. Wow. Like I told you, he has made a strong stuff. I think he knocked the wind out of every person in the room there. In goes Logan Foster now then. What's coming up next for him? Yes. Oh, goes for the big Indian. Oh, takes it to the undercarriage. Oh, yeah, you can tell by the look on the face. Maybe he'd not popped the undercarriage in sports mode, and he's reaping the pain of that right now. That did look eye-wateringly painful. I hope the crown jewels are still in one piece. So we must be coming up to the last few seconds now of this best trick competition for heat number 1. So remember, each rider gets 2 goes on the course. Their highest scoring go is the one that counts, and then it is followed by 10 minutes of open best trick. That's what we're in the middle of now as Frankie Walters-Hardy drops back in again. Frankie was having a lot of fun on the course earlier. Whoa! Going for that big 720. It must be coming to the final few seconds now as the riders are getting in there. Whoa. Well, maybe he's going to 540 and trying to get the fakie out of it. So we must be coming up to the final few seconds. Here he goes then, Jonathan Anderton. Whoa, almost gets his hands back on the bars. Enough respect for that trick. Here we go then, Riley's going up. Whip. Oh, I think he wanted to go whip double bars maybe. That's insane. That was Riley Coleman. And it looks as though group number 1 has done and finished with their 10-minute best trick. If you're just joining us, welcome. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it, at least. We're going to have some warm-up now for heat number 2. Heat number 2 is going to consist of Charlie Allen, Ike Dooley, Logan Van, Finley Gordon, Harry Druitt, and Tyler Wainwright. These guys are going to have probably about 5 minutes of warm-up before, of course, they will each then get 2 goes on the course, consisting of a 1 minute each run. Their highest scoring run will count. And then there is 10 minutes of jam format best trick. That's what we've just finished up with, as now heat number 2 have 5 minutes of warm up. If you've tuned in to see the British champs, I've got a little bit of bad news. We have had some adverse weather conditions over the past couple of days. And despite the efforts of everybody from British Cycling, from Backyard, from 70s, and from everybody at Junction 4, despite all of the efforts from many, many people doing everything they can to get this British Champs happening, unfortunately, they have had to postpone it due to the weather conditions. We probably had about 3 weeks worth of rain in the space of about 2 hours. It was painful to witness. And for people who tuned in earlier, you would have seen me interviewing Greg Illingworth, the head of British Cycling's BMX freestyle program. He's out there coaching the guys all the time and helping organize and put on these events. And you could see the pain in his eyes of having to cancel this competition. So stay tuned. You've got enough time to nip off for a wee if you want them and get yourself a cup of tea before we get heat number 2 underway with Charlie Allen, Ike Dooley, Logan Van, Finley Gordon, Harry Druitt and Tyler Wainwright in the amateur male park heat number 2. Welcome back in to heat number 2 now of Amateur Male Park. Thanks for joining us. If you're out there on your phone, at home, or wherever you might be, this is Amateur Male Park happening at Backyard Jam Junction 4. As rider number 1 in heat number 2 goes in with a huge flip. This is Charlie Allen. 1 minute on the clock and counting. Charlie Allen going in fast and hard. So fast, he's ripped his sleeves off. Big old nothing. Gets those twinkle toes back on again. Floating across, up and over. Yeah, this is Charlie. So remember, each rider getting 2 runs on the course, 1 minute per run, and is their highest scoring run that counts. Oh, and he does the big transfer over into the bowl. Remember, we've opened up this whole course to these riders. These guys should be outside, but because of the adverse weather conditions we've had and the amount of rain we've had in such a short space of time, we've had to bring all the competitions to the inside. And that is going to be time then for Charlie Allen. Heat number 2, first rider in. So if you're just joining us, welcome. This is Amateur Male Park, happening at Junction 4 Skatepark for the Backyard Jam. Next rider getting poised and ready up there. So like I say, we've opened up the whole course. There's the judges on the right-hand side. Hank, David Cleworth, head judge, who we caught up with earlier, explaining some of the criteria of what they're looking out for at these competitions, but not just the backyard comps, including the British champs, the world champs. And now Ike Dooley drops in. Huge style from Ike. He loves to open the throttle and go full speed. And look at this. Yeah, manual transfer across that sub box. And the first guy we've seen get up on there as well. I told you this guy loves to go fast. I'd expect nothing less with that S&M shirt on. Yeah, big tire slide across. This is electrifying, this run. Really turned up the tempo, and with that transfer, wall ride and manual at the top there, Ike meaning business. This is radical stuff. I love it. I told you he loves a bit of speed. Throttle is open. Ike Dooley with still 10 seconds almost now left on the clock. Yeah, 10 seconds left. Transfers back across and up and over. Not many people doing those transfers. And he's going to call it there. That was sensational. If that doesn't blow your hair back, I don't know what's going to blow your hair back, because that was a significant change of tempo. He loves to open up the throttle, and he did it straight as the gate dropped. If we watch him at slow-mo, he might look like he's going normal speed. Look at that huge, great big knack. So we're going to have the next rider in then, which is going to be Logan Van. Logan loves riding in the full face helmet. Again, loves a trick or two. Oh my word, gets that flip almost into manual down the landing. 360 whip. Two big tricks back to back. Judges like that. Doing that lazy 1 foot. 45 seconds left with the truck driver over the volcano, up onto the sub box and in. Back over the volcano. You. Big 540. Manuals across transfer into the bowl. What's he going to service up within the bowl now? Yeah, Logan. This dude's always learning new tricks every time I see him. Yeah, bar spin transfer across as the final 10 seconds comes up on the clock right now. Tiny little bar spin air. Oh, X up, right out. Yo! Ah, and finishes it off by going down to the ground and taking it like a trooper. Logan Van there did not disappoint. Started off with that big whip. Watch this in slow-mo as he looks like he manuals down that landing. Love it. Got up on that sub box, both pegs. Not many people getting up there. However, we did see Ike just a minute ago manualing across it at warp speed. We're on to the next rider. Next rider is going to be Finley Gordon. Finley Gordon is going to be next rider in. Up on the course there you see Greg Illingworth and John Wood. Oh, and there's the one and only Sam Jones, who took elite street finals yesterday. Sam Jones, being the local lad, knew all the local lines when they got moved indoors because they couldn't run it outdoors because of the wet conditions. And no better man to win on this course than him. And now we go over. Yeah, big suicide no-hander to X-Up from Finley Gordon. Huge fronty. Oh my word, he snapped the front end off. The forks completely blow out, and I hope the dude is all right. Just making sure that the undercarriage is still in place. He's smiling, and my word are we lucky he is smiling. as he blew that front end to pieces. I don't know whether he snapped the stem, the forks. Look at John Wood's face. He is astounded by that. Everybody in shock that he has just survived that, none more so than himself. That was terrifyingly brilliant. Are we going to see the replay? I hope we get to see this on the replay now. Started off with that suicide to X up, and then this is where it went horribly wrong. He gets the tuck, looks like it's fine, lands, and just blows the front end clean out and goes straight to a thumbs up. He's like, am I all right? I don't know. Somebody give me a thumbs up. Am I all right? What's going on down here? 1, 2, 3. Everything's in shape. And the smile that comes is a smile of shock. Look at that. Sean's in. He'll be selling him a new setup any moment now. Sean Thompson from 70s and Backyard. He'll be straight on the case. Don't worry, mate. I've got another pair of forks out there for you. No problem. Sean, the best salesman in the world. That was mind-boggling. Blew the top of those forks clean off. And that was on a resi as well. Everybody still in shock. Look at J-Dog up there. J-Dog undoubtedly won the Fakie Championships. He's got his medal around his neck. J-Dog, the one and only. Wow. You got to follow that one. The guy who's going to do it is going to be Harry Druitt. I mean, that's the sort of excitement this weekend has brought to us. And I'm not even joking. It's been something like that happening every 30 seconds. Whether it's weather, whether it's the riders, whether it's the schedule, everything has been blown to pieces. What do we got now then? Yeah, suicide. As he goes over, up and over into the transfer. Oh, drops it down into manual. I think he was thinking of bailing on that one. And in and out. That's the first person we've seen do the in and out transfers. I like your work, my friend. Bar spin. On my list, this is down as Harry Druitt. Yeah, up with that bar spin over the volcano. Foot jamming over. Foot jamming in. Getting him done on the quarter. Rocking over. Good work as the final couple of seconds come up now. Harry Druitt. Yes, Harry. Solid first run from him. He's going to be stoked with that. Remember, each rider getting 2 runs in the course. Each run consisting of 1 minute. And it's their highest scoring run that counts. And this is heat number 2 and everybody's first run. We've got 1 more rider left for their first run, which is going to be Tyler Wainwright. And it's been action-packed already. If you've only just joined us, where have you been? You've missed a lot already, but don't worry. We're just on the final rider of run number 1. Tyler Wainwright now drops in. Yeah, bar spin to no-hander. Oh, I think that was a triple truck. I think those bars went round 3 times. Hard to tell sometimes. Oh, bars to bars back. Now that is style. Love that whip to bars as well. Tyler Wainwright still got 35 seconds left. Still got 35. Oh, just catches that back end. Not going to be happy with that. Oh, poor old Tyler. Everything else was going absolutely faultless. He's going to call it there, and that is the beauty when it's not a case of both runs count. So sometimes both runs count and get it done. But when it's 2 runs and the highest scoring run counts, He's like, well, do you know what? I'll call it there, and I'll try and bring it out. It was a triple. I thought it was. And that slow bars to bars back, followed by the whip to bars. We go back in again. Sorry for the radio silence there. Oh, big 7. He was up in the rafters on that one. This is Charlie Allen in now. What's he got as he comes back over to the Resi? Huge nothing. Yes. Reminds me of Fids, the one and only. Charlie Allen then. This is Amateur Male Park if you're just joining us. Yeah, 360 over the volcano. As he now transfers over. Whoa, just catches that back end. It's a difficult transfer, that one. Yeah. Charlie Allen goes back again the other way. And he's still on the last few seconds now. 5 seconds are coming up on the clock right now. Gives him just about enough time to do one last trick. And the time is going to be done with that huge flip. He's stoked with that. So if you're just joining us, welcome in. Nice to have you with us. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate it. None more so than me. I'm not out there on the park today. I am tucked in the commentary booth, all on my own. And we are now in heat number 2 with run number 2 of 2. But we're only second rider in. And this guy is well worth tuning in for. A significant change in pace when this guy's on the course. Look at the style on the guy. And this is what I mean. The throttle is always blasted open, never closes it. The only rider getting up onto that transfer, he loves a transfer and he loves a line that nobody else is doing. And look how easy he makes that transfer look. And the tire slide. And just so much style. Ike Dooley. Up and onto that Manny. Oh, I got it locked on the first one. But other than that, he's not put a foot wrong again. There you go, gets it done this time with 20 seconds on the clock still. And I bet he's going to transfer over now. There he goes, and not just any old transfer. He gets a turn down in there as well. He ended it last time about there, and he's going to end it about there. Solid stuff. That is a significant change of pace when this guy drops in, and a significant change of style. You can tell by the looks on people's faces just how good that is to witness in real life. Look at John Wood and Greg Illingworth there, completely stoked off that run. Proving that BMX freestyle is not just all about the whips, flips, and bar spins. Look at that transfer. Not one other person even thinking about getting up there. And then the pullback on that as well to make it into that transition. He got that one dialed and done. The timer seemed to just stop for him. So much jam-packed. There's a big turn down as well. The stoke was high. And now we move on to Logan Van. Go on, Logan. Yeah, gets that solid flip done. Welcome if you're just joining us. This is Logan Van's second and final run. Great electrifying stuff coming from these amateur male park riders. They've had to bring it inside because of the weather conditions outside, but that doesn't matter for these guys. Oh yeah, Logan with the 540. Gets to double peg on that. A little manual across, and now he's in the bowl. What's he got for us in the bowl? Now 20 seconds on the clock as he pumps round, gets some speed. That transfer. And then the transfer back over and in again. As he comes into the final few seconds. What's he got? As he hits the final box, dips it in. The energy levels are low. Oh, no foot and no foot. Love it. Yeah, started off with that big flip. Logan Van here. So if you're just joining us, welcome and good to have you with us. Good to see you guys. Holding the crown jewels together because like everything else this weekend, it got blown to pieces. There was that transfer into feeble as well, feeble pedal. Such a good run from Finley Gordon, love that. And he managed to do that after completely blowing the front end off his bike. And now we go back to Harry Druitt's second and final run now for Harry as he drops in. What's he got for us? Yes. Big one-handed, no foot can, followed by that three whip. Yeah, suicide no-hander. One of the scariest tricks out there. This is Harry Druitt then. Had a solid first run. 30 seconds-ish left on the clock as he comes up and over. Bar spin transfer. Excellent work, my friend. Harry Druitt with 25 seconds. Foot jam in. Getting up onto that hip. And some speed. The only person going back over that way and jumping the resi backwards as well. Nobody else doing that. As he does the double truck, spinning the bars twice in that three. The final few seconds now. As he drops in. Bar spin over the bank. And that is going to be time for Harry Druitt. Wow. Another solid run. This is how Harry started it off on the replay. Yeah, one-handed Superman, sorry. No foot can. Beg your pardon. So if you're just joining us, welcome in. Thanks for joining us. Lovely to have you here. I did appreciate it. Sat in this commentary booth on my own. Now Tyler Wainwright in. Bars to tuck no-hander, I believe that was. I didn't have my eyes on the screen. But triple bars. Oh, it just gets blown on that one. Come on, dude, you've got to get some points on the board, and you've still got 45 seconds left. Still got 45 seconds. Yeah, bar spin on and bar spin out. 180 bars over. He's not going to be happy with that, and he's going to call it. He kind of knows that he's not quite managed to pull either run together. Yeah, there was the bars to no-hander. Started off so well until he lands that clean virtually You'll be able to stay tuned on British Cycling's site and, of course, Backyard Jam as well to see exactly when that will happen. Once again, if you've tuned in and you've been with us throughout, I thank you for joining in. We really do appreciate it. It's been a hectic weekend. We have had to roll with the blows, unfortunately. The schedule has been blown to pieces over the weekend. We've had to move things indoors, outdoors, every which way other than the way that we intended and wanted it to go. This is Charlie Allen. 1 minute on the clock. Counting. Charlie Allen going in on champs. Tyler Wainwright in. Bars to tuck no-hander, I believe that was. I didn't have my eyes on the screen. The triple bars, oh, it just gets blown on that one. With the truck driver over the volcano, up onto the sub box and in, back over the volcano. Big 540. Trick, and the time is going to be done with that huge change in pace when this guy's on the course. And this is what I mean, the throttle is always blasted open, never closes it. The only rider getting up onto that transfer, he loves a transfer and he loves a line. Welcome if you're still with us. Thanks for sticking around. We really appreciate it. As you well known, if you've tuned in, our schedule has been blown to pieces by insane weather conditions. It's not been fun here for the people putting on this contest from British Cycling and from 70s Backyard and of course Junction 4, but they've done their very best to keep things moving. We can't use the park outside, but we've got our elite guys in here for a cheeky little best trick jam competition. We just asked all the riders who fancies doing a best trick comp. And as always, these guys were like, yeah, of course we do. We want to ride. So up they stepped. And this is the motley crew we've been left with. This is Henry Logan. So this is an open jam format now. As Henry gets on there, bar spin on that transfer and off. Yeah, Mr. Tom Russell. Huge suicide. So this is an open jam format. I'm not sure how long they're running it for. Maybe 15 minutes. I've not been privy to that information. We are in a dungeon somewhere far, far away from the action. That is Miller. Henry Logan's back in. Yeah, Henry. Always does things a little bit different to anybody else. Oh, Henry. Jack McGuire now dropping in. Oh! Jack getting business done. Huge 7 whip. Now Miller's in. Oh! Right back at ya. Oh, yeah. So if you're just joining us, this is Best Trick Open Jam format for Elite Park. We've had our schedule blown to absolute smithereens this weekend, but the riders still want to ride, so the riders will do as they do, and we are stoked that they do. Yes. If you're just joining us, welcome. Seb Denver on the microphone here in a commentary booth far, far away from the action. So do forgive me if it feels a little disjointed sometimes, but we have had to roll with the punches this weekend. We've had our schedule blown to pieces by the weather here, and we have had to do the best as we all can. Jack McGuire now. Always does the best he can. One of the most enthused riders out there. Oh, God, he takes that hard. He's all right, though. Made a strong stuff. He's going to be all right. He rides back up. So we have an open jam format for Elite Best Trick at the moment. We've had to come inside. Here goes Miller then. Miller temple up. Yes. Big 7. Double bars. 720 double truck. Yes, stylish. As always, I'd expect nothing less from this man, Mr. Tom Russell. That's probably the least stylish thing I've seen him do, getting up to the top of that. Curse of the commentator once again. Miller Temple drops in again then. So it's an open format at the moment. I'm not sure how much the clock is running down, but I would imagine about 15 minutes. Oh, windshield wiping that one round on that. 3. Kicking it one way, kicking it the other. Up goes Henry Logan. Not many people trying that transfer. I think he's trying to get a bars on, bars off. Wax on, wax off. Mike Hullock's in now. Go on there, Mike. Oh! Truck to whip to late bars. That was unreal. That was solid. Miller Temple back in again then. What's he going to have to answer for that? Oof! Getting all spinny on us. Can you believe that? Just an average Oppo 720. What? There goes the bars on. Oh, and he wants to spin those bars back off again, Henry Logan. Tom Russell back in again, bars across. Remember, this is best trick competition. These aren't runs. Huge flip for Mr. Tom Russell. Miller's back in again. Oh, yes. Huge 7 no-hander. Miller Temple able to 7 one way, 7 the other way. Taking limbs off. Doing exactly what he wishes. Bars on. Oh, my word. How on earth did he survive that? I don't even think he is trying to bars off. I don't know whether he's trying to 180 off, but he ended up almost on a 90 there, but got away with it by the skin of his teeth. Mr. Russell, he wants to add something into that flip. I'm not quite sure what it is, but he wants to add something into it. Who's going to drop in next then? I have no idea how much the timer is counted down. Miller's just looking over his shoulder, making sure nobody else is dropping in. Oh, my word. 3 times round with that tail whip. Triple whip. Forgive me if it was more, but my eyes don't work that quick. I believe it's a triple whip, that one. Bars on. 180 off. Oh, it just gets spat out as he goes up that vert wall at warp speed in fakie. I thought he was going for the bars off, but instead he's 180 and off. And Mr. Russell goes back in again. Tom Russell, nice, slow, stylish bar spin. And here comes that flip again. He wants to do something in it. I'm not sure what he wants to do. But he wants to add something in. Look at this young lad. Miller Temple. Eager Beaver. There we go. That went round 4 times. And look at the stoke on the dude's face. He is loving it. Loving it, loving it, loving it. Henry Logan's up there on the steed, ready to roll in and go. Goes up, bars on, 180 off. Oh, just lands a bit front wheel on that one. He always brings something a little bit to the table, a little bit different to everybody else. Other riders giving him props, making sure he's all good. Looks like something's going down in the bowl. Jack Maguire. Couldn't see it on my screen. I don't know whether you could see it on your screen at home or on your phones or wherever you are sat watching this. Now we're back with Tom Russell. What's the guy up to? He wants to add something in there. I'm not quite sure what it's going to be. Mike's back in again. Oh, 3 whip to very late bars. Right, who's going to drop in next? Looks like it's Henry Logan again. Better known on the gram as Lenry Hogan. Here he goes. Come on, he wants a bit of noise, doesn't he? He does. I'm not surprised as well. I wish I was in there screaming for you, dude. Instead, I'm in this commentary booth. Yeah, let's see it as he goes up. Bars on. 180. Oh, just gets spat off the back end. As the clock is running down, these guys are trying to get the business done. You can see how warm it is in that room by the look on Henry's face. Look at that slow, stylish Tom Russell bar spin. Even more slow and stylish backflip. Miller's back in again. Here goes Henry then, poised and ready. Are we going to see it from him this time? Gets the bars on. Oh, elbows the sidewall. He wants to get it so bad. One more attempt. He's pleading with everybody for one more attempt. The clock must be running down for these guys to be dropping in so frequently. Oh, my word. Tuck 9 under 7 with a late bars throw in there. Gets those bars in his lap, spins the 7, and then chucks the late bars in as well. And now, is Henry going to pull this off for us? Bars on. More time on this one. Oh, dude. Crunches his wrist on that one. He's going to have to get that seen too. I think we got a thumbs up from him there. Henry Logan just getting spat off the back end. Rob Sidlow in there. And Microwave BMX, of course. Sean Thompson and everybody in the whole place giving the dude some props because he deserves that. Back on again. Yeah, he's made of strong stuff, this dude. Tom Russell, what is it he wants to do? I've got no idea what he wants to be. I'm as eager as the rest of you guys. Like I say, we're in a little commentary booth, tucked well away from all of the action. Tom Russell drops in again. So much style, as always. And look at that. Oh, that's how you bus drive it round in a truck driver. Slowly all the way around with those bars. And now Henry, completely out of breath. He's going to call it. He knows when to call it, and that is probably a good call, especially if he's gone down, hurt his wrist. Wow. Tom Russell, he wants a bit more though. Oh! The ultimate ET. Don't know how many times he got round there. Look at that. What a guy. If you don't know Tom Russell, get to know the dude. He is one of the best dudes out there. Henry Logan. So if you are just joining us, thank you for joining in. And if you've been here with us the whole time, I really appreciate it. I know a lot of you are expecting the British champs here today, me included. So if you're still with us, thanks for being part of the action here. If you've been here to tune in to the British champs, unfortunately, due to some crazy weather conditions that we've been having over the past couple of days here at Junction4 Skatepark, it has been absolute mayhem for the schedule. So we're going to have presentations for the amateur park. competition coming up. We're going to have the presentations for that. So as I've been saying, if you guys have been tuning in, expecting the British champs here, you and I both, my friends, you and I both. But we have been forced to postpone the British champs this weekend due to some insane weather conditions that we have been experiencing up here at Junction 4. I mean, they do say it's grim up north, but last time I was here, I can tell you what, it was sunny, and we were outside enjoying ourselves this time last year. You know, they arranged for it to be this time of year because we thought, you know what, that's the best chance we've got of some good weather. But I tell you what, we've had about 3 weeks worth of rain in the space of about 3 hours over the past couple of days. It has been mayhem, and it has really blown the schedule to pieces. And it meant that, unfortunately, British cycling had to have and make the unfortunate decision to postpone the British champs. And it was devastating for everybody at the British champs. It was devastating for all of the riders too, and of course for everybody at Junction 4, Backyard and 70s. Everybody prepares themselves for these British champs, but safety does have to come first. The course was looking wet. The rain was pouring through. Our cameraman has been drinking. He's absolutely wasted. I'm only joking, he's not. But he is moving around. If you get seasick, sorry about that. I don't know what he's up to, but it don't matter. Just listen to my soothing voice. There's a few of you tuned in. There's the roof. We do have roof over the whole skate park, but unfortunately on the outdoor part of the park, it does have some open sides to it, and because of the sideways torrential rain we've been experiencing over the past couple of days, it just soaked the course, and it certainly soaked the street course. That street plaza, one of the best ones in Europe, and the skate park, and the park, sorry, the indoor-outdoor park, one of the finest in Europe, which is exactly why they chose to do the British freestyle champs here. But unfortunately, the schedule got absolutely blown to pieces. But everybody at British Cycling and Junction 4 and Backyard and 70s have been incredibly professional throughout, only keeping the riders' best interests at heart, and that is honestly what is at the core of all of the decisions they make. Greg Illingworth there, head of British BMX Freestyle for British Cycling, coaching the whole teams, coaching the youngsters coming through, and also putting on these competitions. Some of the replays from the Elite Best Trick, just a little impromptu Best Trick competition that we just had, just because we're unable to roll with the Elite Park finals as we would have loved to have done. We did manage to get some qualifiers done, but it was already made the decision that it wouldn't be the British champs at that stage. So thanks very much if you've been joining in with us today, if you've been tuning in. My name's Seb Denver. I've really appreciated you guys tuning in. I've done my very best to keep you informed about what's going on, but as with everything this weekend, it's been a little bit of mayhem mixed in with a lot of goodwill. Right now, though, we are going to have the results for the amateur park competition that happened in this room earlier. So just bear with us for a few minutes. Greg Illingworth down there talking everybody through it. If you'd have seen the interview with Greg earlier, you would have seen the pain in that man's eyes. Nobody has felt it more than him, or perhaps maybe Ant Ramsey from Junction 4. In fact, everybody has had something to do with this competition this weekend. It's been heart-wrenching for them. But as always in BMX, we make the best of any situation that's given to us on a plate. And that has certainly happened this weekend. Crazy conditions throughout the whole weekend, but my word, have we made the best of it. And that is exactly what Greg will be saying there. Much love and respect to everybody who came down, all of the riders who showed their faces and stuck around as well, even though the British champs got called off. There's Mr. Ramsey.
One person that he didn't mention that's put a lot of effort into this. We've been working on this for about 12 weeks now, and Greg deserves a massive round of applause for it.
Thank you very much. What about J-Dog for winning the Baby Championship? Come on! Oosh! Oosh! There we go. The first prize is going to be our best trick winner. Can everybody get loud for Miller Temple?
Miller Temple there, winning the best trick competition that we've just witnessed.
Winning himself a trip
Just
from Harper Toys.
funny gifts being given out just for lols. These guys hung around simply because they wanted to ride. But of course, they're not going to get the British champs money and checks on this one. We'll hand you back over to Greg as he calls out now the rest of the results.
All right, next up is going to be our amateur street results. I'm going to call out 10 up, but just the top 3 to come up, please, if you guys are still around. In 10th was Mitch Hutchinson. Give a round of applause for the young man. 9th place was Matt Leader. In 8th place was Ethan Richardson. In 7th place was James Barnes. Give a round of applause, he's hurt his ankle, show him some love. In 6th place was Finn Edwards. In 5th place, Lorenzo Reed. In 4th place, Ruben Jobland. And your top 3 making it onto the podium. Get loud for Mr. Will Pierce. Yes, Will. Racking up those National Series points. In 2nd place, make some noise for Sam Tronsfield. And that means your backyard Junction4 Amateur Street Champion is Mr. Tommy Smith! One more time, Amateur Street, these guys killed it. All right, the amateur park men, these guys had a heavy battle here. Just went down just a few minutes ago. First time I'm seeing these results. In 11th place, give a hand, Mr. Frankie Hardy. In 10th place was Domantis Zemeckis. He did a double back, but just slipped a pedal. In 9th place, Mr. John Anderton. Yes, sir. In 8th place, he had some issues, but he's still here and he's out here killing it, Mr. Tyler Wainwright. In 7th place, Riley Coleman. In 6th place, the man that scared the hell out of all of us, Finley Gordon. In 5th place, doing it on the street and the park, Logan Foster. In 4th place, Mr. Harry Druitt. And I know this guy's buzzing. Make some noise for 3rd place, Logan Mann! Look how stoked he is. He's been working so hard for this. Finally made it onto the podium. Look at that smile. And this was a heated battle. These guys rode completely differently. It must have been hard to judge. In 2nd place, get loud for Charlie Allen! The backyard jam. Let me tell you something. To come into a park competition and just do style, speed, and lines, you've got to do some serious lines. Make some noise for Ike Dooley! Unbelievable stuff from Ike. So fast, so smooth, so clean with the two. Ike Dooley, one more time for amateur street men. These guys put in loads of work. All right, and then our elite park riders. This event was meant to be the national championship. We were only able to use half the course, so this is just a backyard jam national series round. In 4th place, make some noise for the young lady coming back into BMX Park, Emma Finnegan. Give her a round of applause. Really stoked to see you back in the park contest. That was sick, Emma, that 3-table, unbelievable scenes. In 3rd place, get loud all the way from Cardiff, Wales. Make it loud for Holly Hyde! And in 2nd place, her best result yet. She's a young lady, she's only just 15. She races BMX and she came out here and rocked the skate park. Put your hands together for Elsa Rendleton! Powerful stuff from Elsa. Over can one-hander, unreal. And your backyard jam, round 3, Junction 4 champion. You all know her, you all love her. Make some noise for Charlotte Worthington! One more time for your elite women park podium, please. Elsa Rendleton, Holly Pipe, and Charlotte Worthington. And for elite men park in 3rd place, he's not here anymore, but let's give a big round of applause, Mr. Jack Watts. Who's coming to collect his prize? He told us. Come on down. You can get up there. You got 3rd place. Yeah, you can stand there. Take his place. Do your best Jack Watts impersonation. Big smile. All right. in second place. Make some noise for the young man from Liverpool, Mr. Dylan Hesse. And your backyard jam round 3 Junction 4 champion, get loud for Sean Gordon! If you missed it, do yourself a favor and go back and watch that online. Sean's runs were so clean. Make some noise for Sean Gordon, Dylan Hesse, and Jack Watts.
So thanks again for joining us. If you've been online watching today's coverage, unfortunately it wasn't what we wanted to give you. We wanted to give you so much more action, but as BMX being BMX, we did the best we could under the conditions, and we still got a load of action over the weekend. And before you sign off, I implore you to stay around because we've got highlights reel of the elite street competition that went down yesterday evening, which was absolutely epic, followed by the elite Flatland championships. So stay around, watch those, and once again, I'd love to thank you all for tuning in and supporting, of course, British Cycling, Backyard Jam, and Junction4 Skatepark. Big love, y'all. We'll see you on the next one. Go on, J-Dog.
Once more time to get some medal and his check. Please make some noise for Mr. Alex Kennedy. And first of all, in second place, the one-man party machine, that is Mr. Darwen. Make some noise then. One more time for Mr. Joe Jarvis as he collects his giant check. And now, of course, only leaves one place left. The local guy that fully deserved it. Make some noise for Mr. Sam Jones! Come on, guys, try to get up there. Let's make some noise for first, second, and third. Elite Street Souls.
So that was the Elite Street, and as I said, those guys didn't disappoint. Much love to them for having to come in here and throw down the moves on the smaller indoor park. Another thing that went off last night was the Flatland. That was so enjoyable to watch. Sit back and enjoy Elite Flatland.
Yeah. One more time again, please, for Mr. James White, sitting in third place. And these top three places were highly contested, but none more so than the top two. Sitting in second place. Make some noise, please, for Mr. Lee Muscle White. And once again, please, for Mr. Lee Muscle White, second place, Flatland National Champs. And that leaves, of course, only one rider less. Making it into first place. Raise the roof, please, for Mr. Matty Hemmings. Once more time, please, for all of the finalists and especially first, second and third of the Flatland National Champs. Please make some noise.